But something many of us might not have seen for ourselves.
Whether you've been here 13 years or just 2, we're all part of this wonderful class of 2025, and this night is sort of bittersweet as it's one of the last nights we'll all spend together.
But enough with the waterworks. Ew. Let's put our hands together for our principal, Mr. Apsu, who will now hold the first speech of the evening. Let's move to the side.
Yes, thank you very much. Ooh, this is getting emotional. Okay, so dear class of 2025, dear parents, dear colleagues, and dear distinguished guests, congratulations to the graduating class of 2025. So after years of hard work and perseverance, the long wait is almost over. Here they are. You have made it. Your day has come, and you can all be very proud of yourselves. And so can be your parents, your brothers and sisters, your grandparents, your entire family, your friends, but last, but not least, your teachers. Can we quickly wave the teachers? Where are they? Ah, thank you very much. The high school diploma marks the end of the secondary education in the US after 12 years of school in general. The Maryland high school diploma you are about to receive today is the only school-leaving certificate issued in the US educational system and one that is recognized throughout the whole United States. So if you look around, yes, do that. I think you need to look behind you. There are at least 25 other happy faces because they will receive their diploma today. And that's why we are here. We are here to honor the German International School Washington, D.C.'s graduating class of 2025. Applause. Each of you succeeded in mastering a challenging curriculum in many academic fields and in passing challenging final exams. Chapeau. Very well done. And we have been audited, and my colleague says, you were terrific. That was it. So we are truly proud of you. And tonight's ceremony and the one that will follow tomorrow are entirely about you. We celebrate your achievements and your success. And believe me, you will not forget these precious moments, no matter what. Even in life goes like a roller coaster, these moments last, they hold up and withstand all winds that might come up. And as you leave here, take a moment to think of those who have supported you, who are at your side today, and I'm quite sure who will be there tomorrow too. And as truly as this is a happy and unforgettable milestone in your life, anxiety might come up about tomorrow. What will future be like? Although I've seen already people using AI to figure out how tomorrow would look like, and right now, in most cases, it only worked okay for weather forecasts, and I'm quite sure mega millions are excluded, otherwise we wouldn't be here. So, well, looking back, I can at least tell from my own perspective that life is exciting, complex, and mostly fun if you have the ability to cope with almost everything. What happens, I can tell, is often unexpected, unpredictable, unimaginable, and far from what I and you thought would happen. But do not worry, probability-wise, in most cases, it turns out to be better than expected. This is the good news. And if not, try to face something with a sense of humor. This might help, at least for me it does, and so I could laugh by my broken eye because I thought I have another one, so I still can see you tonight. But on the other hand, the world out there can be sometimes tough. Yes, you're going to encounter roadblocks, setbacks, making it difficult to keep up your smile, but again, so what? Just prepared and accepted that, well, this might happen. Fight fiercely for what you want, but also understand that roadblocks or setbacks are sometimes necessary to find out more about you. Most likely, and this is my typical story, most of you know this, this is the situation I can picture because it was in my mind as of yesterday, this Tuesday in October 1994. When my math prof sitting next to me in our cozy cafeteria at university, zipping a coffee and trying to explain a mathematical problem. Unfortunately, my eyes couldn't lie. I was totally lost. It took another 2 minutes and he finally concluded, Carsten, I accept and honor that you work hard and you will be a success, but not in math and not in my department. So, well, this changed my life, as you can imagine. So I had to go home, tell my parents, and they said, well, we wasted money. I said, no, we didn't waste money. Now I know what I can do. I learned English. So this is basically the story, and this is probably why we are meeting today. Otherwise, we hadn't met. And as the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once put it, life can only be understood backwards, but it has to be lived forward. And this is exactly what you need to do. You have to move forward, but you need to be patient. For you, this process of finding yourself has not only already started, but will be definitely accompany you throughout your whole life. And those among us who are a little bit older than you, we all know this process does never end. It will be partly a matter of luck, but mostly I can tell it's the result of hard work and decisions. And that's why you sit here. You have been working hard. Decisions you make, because life is about decisions. And all teachers have done their best to prepare you for this. You have discussed, evaluated many sources, and you made decisions. And although sometimes hard, it is important to make decisions. And as an experience, an 89% decision is better than none. Because it will save you from being locked in, becoming immobile, due to a lack of the important favorite force that drives life. And even more important, take actions. Take actions. Infuse your life with action. Do not wait life to happen, make it happen. Because make your own future and embrace it. Believe in it. You are the future. Being passive is only the second best choice and not as successful as being active. So go for it and do not be afraid. Your fate is in your hands. Some choices might be difficult. Consequences are usually real. But what is the alternative? Wait? For what? Do not be afraid. Just go ahead, and if you make mistakes, don't worry about it, it's human. And keep in mind, a person's character is not revealed by how someone falls, but how someone gets up. So I encourage you, whenever you fall, get up. Start over again, don't matter. This will actually make you better. And I promise you, because I know you very well, I've seen you in your exams, you are capable of so much more than you can imagine now. Go for what you believe in, and the results will follow. Have faith and confidence in yourself. But also, do not forget to be humble and thankful for every little part in life. Cherish it, because no one knows what's next. Only fools believe that life, like an endless scale, always goes up. Well, and there we are. We have a lot of challenges in this world, as you might have noticed, and we need young people like you. We need you. Because you are a part of the next generation that needs to explore new ideas for a meaningful life. Jobs will rapidly vanish, new ones will be created, and AI will certainly do its part. But even though life will eventually become faster, well, some of us might actually cope with more, the speed might increase, and some will accumulate more wealth. They can do more in less time. That's the problem. But what about the others? Your generation is the one that needs to set new rules for our global community to distribute wealth better and enable every human to live a life in dignity. Responses are urgently on our planet, and we need you. So you are the future. You are the cognitive elite. But having these traits, and this is something important, also means to take responsibility. Not only for yourself, but for our community. And then it's time to give back. We are proud of you, certainly. We believe in you, and we all know that all of you will make it. There is no doubt. And we all would be glad if you, as a future alumni, would find your way back to our GSIW and celebrate with us. So thank you again. Thank you for being a head of school. I enjoyed working with you, and there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Herr Apse, for your kind and inspiring words. Now it's time to hear from some students, the graduates themselves. First, let's put our hands together for Nicolas and Elias, and then Salome and Isobel.
Dear educators, legal guardians, next of kin, faculty, principal, and dear fellow graduates, we want to welcome you all to our graduation of 2025. I'd like to start off our speech with a little story. When I was little, I once fell on my head, reaching for an apple in a shopping cart at the supermarket. It shocked my mom nearly as much as when I came home with a passed Abitur. There's absolutely no relevance to this story, except that it might explain my academic performance in these past 3 years, especially to my teachers and classmates. If you couldn't already tell by the academic differences, Nicolas Molineos clearly didn't fall on his head as a child. But despite our difference, we've all shared the same strange, chaotic, and unforgettable high school experience. Last year, I sat through what were supposedly some of the best graduation speeches, and I forgot everything about them. So if you remember anything from tonight, it probably won't be our words, but it'll be the 20 seconds when your child walks up, gets their diploma, and delivers a painfully awkward handshake to Herr Apse. Thankfully, that won't be us since we've been practicing firm handshakes with Mr. Molineos.
Now, while some handshakes are all fun and games, the one with Apsu means a lot more, and it marks something real. The end of a long chapter, as well as the beginning of the next one. And while a simple handshake may not define everything that happened here, this one will wrap up the past 12 years, which brings me to a fitting quote that all you elderly people in the audience might know. Ferris Bueller once said, "Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it." And looking around tonight, I think we realize how fast these 12 years have gone by. We've been racing toward the end of school since we began, and suddenly, here we are. I mean, we're really here. I'm reminded of a hike up Sugarloaf Mountain. I once asked my parents when we'd get to the top, and they said, "It's not about the destination, but about the journey." But I'd like to add something to that. It's not just about the journey, it's about the company. Because when Elias and I looked to find material to write this speech, it wasn't the big events we remembered most. It was the small, seemingly insignificant moments we shared as a class. Moments that, in hindsight, meant everything. Moments that taught us lessons no textbook or literature ever could, a few of which we'd like to highlight tonight.
Firstly, Ferris Bueller was right. Life does move fast. But if you were in our class, you'd know we found creative ways to slow it down, like playing Brawl Stars in class. Some might call it a distraction, but we called it a masterclass in multitasking. I mean, who says you can't calculate derivatives and push for rank 30 at the same time? Beyond the obvious educational benefits, it taught us persistence, as we never gave up on our sometimes multiple hour-long trophy push, and strategic thinking, especially when someone forgot to mute their iPad, or we discussed the Brawl Stars formations. And most of all, teamwork, because nothing brings people together more than clutching a last-second win in class while pretending to take notes on the importance of being earnest.
And when we weren't busy becoming esports athletes in the middle of class, we somehow find time to become philosophers as well, usually right before a test or when absolutely no one asked. Our debates ranged from the serious, like abortion or freedom of speech, to the completely unhinged. Who would win in a fight, 100 Talahuns or 100 YNs? Or better yet, 100 Native American Yoshas who were armed with sticks versus 100 European colonizers armed with guns. Spoiler, Yosha always backed himself. But in between the chaos, we actually learned a few things, like patience, especially when the other side got heated or started yapping complete nonsense. And we learned to think before we speak. Well, most of us did. Yosha's still working on that. Whether we were arguing over history, ethics, or cafeteria politics, those debates reminded us that listening is just as important as speaking. And that sometimes it's less about being right and more about understanding one another.
And then there was Miami, our class beach week trip, completely unsupervised and somehow still legal. No teachers, just teenagers trying to coordinate food, rides, and money like a functioning society, and failing spectacularly. Grocery shopping was chaotic, our Uber coordination was horrific, and by the end, pretty much everybody owed each other some money, especially poor Jonas Nasri. He's still waiting on those $5. It's basically his pension by now. Evenings were spent singing, talking, and playing poker for hours on end. And if there's one thing we all took away from that trip is that the only reliable path to success is clearly through gambling. But underneath the madness, something unexpected happened. For a class that had been previously so divided, disagreeing on almost everything, that trip brought us together. Somewhere between the bad sunburns, snack shortages, and bluffing on a 2-7 off suit, we started to really mesh. And we learned a serious lesson, that sometimes setting aside our differences is what makes the memories actually worth keeping.
Looking back, it's fair to say our education went far beyond the classroom. While we have not mastered every subject, for example, no amount of studying could prepare someone for Heffinger's chemistry exams, social studies often felt more like a social experiment. And English, let's just say ChatGPT deserves an extra diploma. But we did learn a few things that may actually stick. And weirdly enough, those might be exactly the skills we need now. As we head into university and whatever comes next, we're probably still going to mess a lot of things up. But we'll be a little bit more ready. We've survived our emotional group debates, shared Airbnb kitchens, and each other. And that's got to count for something.
So thank you for the good moments, the ridiculous ones, and even the stressful ones. They've been real and they've been ours. From all-night study sessions to moments like the 30-minute spinning chair standoff between Kai and Molineos, which brought math class to a halt and felt more like the Cuban Missile Crisis than a seating dispute. Yes, Ms. Walker, I know what the Cuban crisis is. It was the cause for World War I, I believe. For a moment, it genuinely felt like war was on the table, over a chair.
So now, hopefully with fewer geopolitical tensions over classroom furniture, shorter essays, less homework, and definitely no Goethe, we once again will turn on our engines and race into the next chapter of our lives.
And while you are off rushing to your next destination, whether it's graduating uni, your first job interview, or the day of your first promotion, just don't forget to stop and look around once in a while, or you might miss the little things that make us who we are and taught us so much. So thank you, teachers, thank you, parents, thank you, classmates, and thank you, ChatGPT, for making all this possible.
And now, also coming another speech from Salome and Isabel.
Hermione Granger once said, "Books and cleverness, but there are far more important things in life, friendship and bravery." Today, we've all gathered here to celebrate the end of a chapter we've spent years writing. And it is one of those rare moments in life where you look around, you pause, and you realize that we made it.
Our journey as a graduating class is a unique one, fitting for an international school as ours. Some of us have been here since kindergarten, growing up in these hallways, knowing every inch of every building on campus. Others joined just a couple years ago after spending most of their lives thousands of miles away. Yet here we are, together, ready to celebrate one of the most important milestones of our lives. Success isn't just about grades. It's about the friendships we've made and the courage we've shown when things got tough. As Hermione said, these qualities are often far more important than academic success. And today, as we step forward into this next chapter of our lives, it's those lessons of friendship, of courage, and perseverance that will guide us.
Next, we want to take a moment to thank the staff that kept the school running behind the scenes. To our cleaning and maintenance crew, thank you for always keeping our school spotless. And a special shout out to Adolfo, who always showed up with a solution and a smile. Thanks to the kitchen staff. Thanks to the kitchen staff for always keeping our bellies full. Taco Tuesday will be deeply missed. And the IT department also deserves a medal for the countless smartboard struggles. And to our nurses, thank you for always taking care of us, whether it was a real injury or just a much-needed break from class. Thank you, Frau Ujas, for always keeping an eye out, and also making sure that everyone was wearing a jacket when it got cold. Thank you, Ms. Wong. I don't know where you are, Ms. Wong, but thank you so much for helping us organize all this. We could not have done this without you. Thank you, Frau Fabina, for always being there for us and for guiding us in the right direction. And last but not least, thank you to our administration, especially Hapsel and Hagemann. Thank you for your leadership and support throughout our time here.
To all our teachers, thank you for everything, for your patience when we were distracted, your encouragement when we were overwhelmed, and your belief in us even when we didn't quite believe in ourselves. You challenged us, supported us, and helped shape the people we are becoming, not just as students, but as thinkers, as teammates, and as individuals. Your passion, your dedication, and the countless hours invested, both in and out of the classroom, did not go unnoticed. And even though we might not have said it enough along the way, we are truly thankful. Thank you for helping us grow.
And next, to our families, especially our parents. Thank you for all the sacrifices you've made. Thank you for all the late nights, the pep talks, the car rides, but most of all, the patience. Thank you for always believing in us, whether it was a moment where we didn't believe in ourselves or whether it was a late night project that we had to finish. And to our siblings, Thank you for being there through the highs, the lows, and everything in between. For some of us, this diploma carries not just our own efforts, but also generations' worth of dreams and sacrifices of those who came before us. Thank you, beloved families, for standing by our side on our best and worst moments. We truly couldn't have done this without you. So thank you for everything. This diploma may have our names on it, but it belongs to you too.
Last but most definitely not least, to our fellow graduates. Thank you for being the people who made these past years unforgettable. Whether you have been here since kindergarten or joined in grade 11, each of you brought something unique into this group. These past years haven't always been easy. There were moments of stress, uncertainty, and exhaustion. But there were also moments of laughter, of quiet support, and loud celebration. Through it all, we had each other. We came from different places, from different cultures, different childhoods, but somehow we built something shared. We became a group that understood one another. Whether you were here from the very beginning or joined later, you were part of it. You made it what it was.
Today, I also want to take a moment to share a bit about my personal journey at the school. My experience navigating the German school system as someone who isn't German. And I say system and not school because I'm a product of several international German schools across different cities and different environments. It's been a roller coaster of new beginnings, culture shocks, old and new friendships, and a whole lot of adapting. I wish I could stand here today and tell you it was a walk in the park, easy and fun, and that I'd recommend it to everyone. But that wouldn't be true. It was a long and difficult journey, full of obstacles and moments where giving up felt so much easier than pushing forward. There were times I felt out of place, overwhelmed, and unsure if I could actually make it to this moment. And yet, here I am, graduating with a high school diploma and a German Abitur. I share this because I know I am not alone. So to my classmates who also struggled, this is for you too. And to the teachers who supported me and reminded me that I could make it, thank you. I truly couldn't have done this without you. I'm also proud to stand here as a young woman, not just for myself, but for all the women who couldn't and for those still fighting for the right to learn. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. But it is also a privilege, one that I've been fortunate enough to receive and one that I intend to use purposefully to make a difference. So I encourage you classmates to do the same.
So while we turn the final page of this 12-year-long chapter, we are filled with countless emotions. Along with joy, pride, and hope comes a feeling of sadness, uncertainty, and maybe even fear. As Taylor Swift once said, the scary news is you're on your own now. But the cool news is you are on your own now. It is now our duty to create this next chapter of our lives the way we want it to be. So as we throw our caps into the air today, let's not just celebrate an ending. Let's celebrate a beginning, a blank page. We hope you fill this page with courage, curiosity, kindness, and purpose. Dr. Seuss once wrote, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. So go forward boldly. The rest of the story is up to you." Once again, congratulations, class of 2025, we did it.
Thank you guys for your contribution. We couldn't have said it better ourselves, but we may try. We've known some of you guys for a while, and I bet our younger selves would be amazed to see us holding speeches like this. It's a good thing we've had practice in English class writing these speeches, although I'll admit that while an assignment is pending, gratitude tends to be the last thing on a student's mind. But speaking of English class, our English teachers, Miss Kay and Miss Jackson, have a joint speech for us today as well. Let's welcome them on stage with a hefty round of applause.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear faculty, parents, and siblings,
and dearest graduates of the class of 2025.
Thank you for the honor of speaking to you tonight. It's both humbling and a little surreal for the both of us. This isn't just a celebration of what you have accomplished. It is a moment suspended between past and future, between memory and possibility, and we are so grateful to be part of it.
Tonight marks both an ending and a beginning. It's the end of your high school years and the beginning of your adult lives, careers, and aspirations. And as life would have it, it also marks an important ending for me as well, as I join you in starting a new chapter. As we say goodbye to the GISW, a place that has shaped us in more ways than we can count, the question lingers. How do you make sense of so much change all at once?
As you English teachers, it feels right to turn to the writers who've helped generations before us make sense of these transitions. The voices of American literature that have explored what it means to dream, to question, and to become. Let's start with a novel obsessed with the future and haunted by the past. Any guesses? It better be, yes. The final line of Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby reads, "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." It is a poetic line, a little melancholic, but also deeply true. Because life is a strange current. It pulls us forward and backward all at once. And yet, like Gatsby, we row on. We dare to dream. We believe, and that belief, that stubborn hope, is what keeps us moving. Gatsby believed in the green light. He was driven by a dream, something just out of reach, something that shimmered across the bay. And in many ways, we have all been there, as you are now, standing on the edge of something new, chasing something we can't yet define. The future feels close enough to see, but just far enough to make us doubt. That shouldn't keep us or you wanting to go back to the past, though. As Nick reminds us, you can't repeat the past. And some of you definitely shouldn't, considering the fact that you almost burned down the balcony in 10th grade and then tried to build a causeway between your classrooms, among other shenanigans. But let's keep looking towards the future, like Gatsby.
That feeling, the mixture of hope and uncertainty, of longing and ambition, isn't unique to Gatsby. It's part of being human. And no one captured that better than Walt Whitman. Where Gatsby stood at the edge of the bay and reached for a dream, Whitman stood in the middle of life's chaos and asked, why? In Oh Me, Oh Life, he writes, "Oh me, oh life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish. What good amid these, oh me, oh life?" It's that familiar moment of doubt, the voice that wonders, what's the point? What do I have to offer? And then Whitman answers confidently that you are here, that life exists, an identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. That's the gift and challenge of the chapter ahead. You may contribute a verse. I've always loved that line because it means that every one of us, every one of you, has something essential to offer. Not just the loudest, the most confident, or the most successful. Every one of you has a verse that no one else can write, a way of seeing the world, of shaping it, of loving it, that's entirely your own.
And that's not just a nice idea. It's something we, your teachers, have witnessed. We've seen your verses take shape, sometimes loud and unmistakable, sometimes subtle and slow to unfold, like a poem that needed to be read more than once to understand, and sometimes simply illegible. Ludwig, that's looking at you. But they were always meaningful.
So before you step out to write your next chapters, allow us a moment to hold up a mirror, not to tell you who you are, but to remind you of what you've already contributed in these four walls. So in alphabetical order, let's start with Annabelle. Annabelle, you are a walking monologue of brilliance, spunkiness, and creativity. You talk fast and think even faster. Seriously, try it. Quiz her on European Song Contest. You will see what I mean. You could always hear your voice. No, I could always hear your voice when reading your essays, which were equally full of pizzazz as you are. You are truly one of a kind, an amazing actress in the making, a devoted Trekkie, and simply the most lovable unicorn. Please never change.
Benjamin. Benjamin, you literally make use of every minute. On most days, Mr. Last Minute would arrive just on time, or not, but that does not diminish your performance. With your vast vocabulary and general knowledge, you always have an answer. Caroline. Caroline, still waters are deep, but one should not underestimate quiet Caroline. You like to go and forge your own path. Our little explorer has traveled from fiery Spain to exotic India, probably with a violin in hand. That was it.
Elias Obreke. That name says it all. Tough, charismatic, and I would like to add amazing public speaker. And I'm guessing the life of every party, just like your presence was felt in every class. Elias, you kept me on my toes in 11th grade, but oh, how you soared in 12th grade. It's clear that when you put your mind to something, it's incredible what you're able to accomplish. You're insightful, a deep thinker. You notice the small details and inconsistencies, and you ask all the right questions. Keep showing up the way you do.
Finley, the cool blonde guy with brains. Finley, you have both the charisma, I guess, or riz as you kids say nowadays, and logic, which is a dangerous combination. And you can make connections between works of literature that I did not know existed, especially always with The Great Gatsby. So this will surely prove useful in your future in international relations, I guess. Then Gabriel, always quietly calculating the effort necessary. Your iPad may not be fully charged ever, but you get the job done. Maybe not instantly, but eventually. And once you commit, you do it right. You're like a race car driver activating your turbo mode when it counts in a dream car that you've been building for years now.
Henry, my second Droste, you are a gentle giant with a heart of gold. You have a quiet strength and resilience that I've always admired. What I loved most were the times you'd stop by my desk after class to offer an additional thought or reflection on what we had discussed in class. It meant the world to me that you had things to say beyond our time in class, and I will miss your kind presence. I hope you will speak up and let your kind voice be heard more loudly.
Isabel, you are truly superwoman, full of power and incredibly diligent, conscientious, intelligent, and determined. You set a goal and you go for it, without distractions. Stay curious and keep asking all the right questions. Ivana, you're our fearless fighter. You arrived in medias res in the middle of 11.1 first semester, but you came, you saw, and you conquered. You accepted and overcame every challenge put in front of you with grit and enormous grace. You're awesome.
Jonna, you always sat smack dab in front of me, front row center. Some might shy away from that spot, but no, you owned it with quiet confidence and strength. Your hand was always one of the first to go up, whether you were certain of the answer or not. What a strength and gift that is. You weren't afraid to be yourself, to make mistakes, and you understood that learning is built on risk, curiosity, and the willingness to grow. What a powerful and resilient young woman you've become.
Okay, Jonas Lütke. Now, Jonas, I don't know how often I've said, Jonas, help, please. Jonas is my Mr. Fix-It. Whenever I had any technological issues or any other tasks that needed to be done, you, Jonas, were there to help. You're always ready, always smiling, and always at school. I don't think you've missed a day in years.
Jonas Nasri. If I had to choose one word to describe you, it would be, what do you think? Swagger. Combat boots, color-coordinated outfits, always fresh. You don't just have a sense of fashion, you have a presence. But beyond your unique style is someone even more impressive. You are kind-hearted, thoughtful, polite, and steady. Thank you for your kind smiles and hellos in the hallways and your always helpful hand in the classroom. It's the little things that meant more than you know. You made the classroom better by being in it.
Yasha. Yasha, you and I have something in common. Not many people may know this, but we come from the South. No, not the American South, but the German South. Two words come to my mind, and they're not translatable. Gemütlichkeit and Heimat. You're a kindred spirit, so to speak. Not to mention, you were literally voted the nicest guy in school. And with such a cool dad, it's no surprise.
Kai, aside from your athletic and musical skills, one word comes to mind to describe you: faithful. From the start, I've admired how deeply you stood by your values and beliefs. That's a rare gift. You've always seemed to know what matters to you. And as someone who also lives by faith, I've appreciated your openness about your beliefs and your reflections on life, death, and God. Thank you for being a steady reminder that perhaps there's more to this world than just us. Keep walking your path with courage and conviction. Keep playing the piano. I know there are great things ahead. Lena, your presence in class was like a quiet anchor, always steady and thoughtful. You're one half of the iconic Bates-Siegel duo and brought just the right mix of intellect and humor to class. But what I appreciated most was your calm clarity and kindness. You always took the time to really think about what we read and offered insights that were both reflective and uniquely your own. I'm not sure if you know this, but your handwriting looks just like your brother Richard's. Shout out if he is here tonight. So reading your work always made me smile because you're a Ziege. And who doesn't love the Zieges?
Lucas, you just exude calm and logic. You're always present and always prepared. We have deconstructed many of your essays and taken them as an example. And I had no idea you had such a talent for the Macarena, as I recently witnessed Monday. So that was it. Ludwig, my soccer fan, you are always game ready, inside and outside the classroom. Your brother George has even scavenged different countries to find soccer jerseys for you. At the same time, you have a knack for the arts. You have seen many plays and read a lot of books. Your only difficulty seemed to be finding conclusions to your essays.
Marlene, as the oldest of the legendary Lack siblings, you paved the way with Austrian precision and sharp wit. You are part perfectionist, part philosopher, and part creative wildcard, like somehow connecting Sabrina Carpenter's SNL Domingo skit and Oscar Wilde, although I'm not sure if that was Sophie's idea. That was genius, though. Your reflections and questions lifted every discussion in class to a higher level, and I cannot thank you enough for bringing your A game every day, and apparently to every class. May, I've told you this many times, you are the golden standard of consistency and reliability. Thank you for always going the extra mile and always, and I mean always, doing the optional assignment, even when no one else did. I don't know how you do it, but you make hard work look easy. Teaching you was like keeping up with someone who had not only already read the book, but also color-coordinated their annotations, cross-referenced their sources, and had a working thesis in progress. Because honestly, you probably did. You're unstoppable, May. Thank you. Trying to see you guys. All right, Nicholas Molineos. Let's be honest, Molineos might as well be a trademark by now. You do things the Molineos way, with excellence, ambition, and a whole lot of charm. If Damien set the standard, and I remember those times well, you've carried the torch with honor. But what's always amazed me is your ability to balance it all: academics, social life, and leadership. I've always thought that that's your greatest gift. You're a leader and the kind of person who brings people together, who makes spaces feel more connected and more fun just by being there. Nico Twin, another household name. Nico, you are the definition of quiet consistency and charm. Your study habits are impeccable, your handwriting so neat and beautiful, and your presence in class is calming. One of my favorite things about you is your dry humor that sneaks up when you least expect it. You have a thoughtfulness that's rare, a steadiness that comforts, and a kindness that radiates. Keep being your wonderful self.
Noemi, when I think of you, I think of the mythical phoenix. You have come so far. And once you started spreading your wings and sharing your ideas, there has been no stopping you, especially with Gothic literature. And as I have recently learned, you also dabbled in acting with great comedic timing. Well done.
Philippa, seeing you always makes me laugh, not just smile. You are hilarious, or should I say hilaire, in the most understated way as well. With you and Lena, I always felt sufficiently roasted, but I also truly appreciated that there was always someone who laughed at my jokes, even the ones I didn't intend as jokes, and who appreciated my little sayings. I will 100 miss you, and will also miss your laughter after every oh snap. That will always be a Philippa thing to me now. Thanks for giving me so much to laugh and smile about. Salome, you always sat in class like a red-haired goddess, serene, poised, and quietly powerful. You didn't need to speak loudly to leave a lasting impression. In fact, it's your quiet strength that makes you unforgettable. True to your Swiss roots, you bring precision, calm, and quiet excellence to everything you do. Your presence in class was grounding, and your calm confidence made everything feel just a bit more composed. Thank you for being the steady, brilliant force that you are. Sophie, what can I even say? You're kind of a genius, and I would like your autograph before you leave. You're a scientific mind paired with the soul of a writer. On top of that, your creative assignments were hilarious and always unique. There's truly nothing you can't do well. You don't just raise the bar, you are the bar, Sophie, and yet you carry all that brilliance so lightly. You kept your teachers on their toes and made us prep twice as hard. Thank you for making us all better.
Titos, I should see you because you are the manager with height. You see the big picture, literally and metaphorically. Class 5A, so cute, has adopted and adored you, and they look up to you like most of us do. And you literally brought the two classes, A and B, together. I guess sometimes love helps more and more ways than just one. Yeah, and that wraps up our 26 graduates. What an amazing group of individuals.
These are just glimpses of the verses you've already started writing, to get back to Whitman. So now, as you move out into the next chapter, what other verses will you add? Will you write stories that matter? Build bridges, literal or metaphorical? Speak truth when it's difficult? Be kind when it's inconvenient?
Will you dream, but ground those dreams in values that elevate others, not just yourself? Will you take risks, embrace failure, persevere, and persist amid difficulty? Will you let your verse be heard, loud and clear? Take up space without apologizing? We hope you do.
The powerful play goes on. You're already in it. You don't need to wait for permission to matter. You already do, just by being here, with or without your ubby. Gatsby believed in the green light, and perhaps needed a new dream. Whitman believed in your verse, and both believed deeply in the possibility of becoming, and so do we.
So, as you leave this chapter behind and step into the vast unknown narrative ahead, remember, keep growing, keep dreaming, and write a verse worth remembering.
Congratulations again, class of 2025. It's been our honor to be a part of your story.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, guys.
You guys.
There you go. Awesome. Congratulations.
That's you now.
Wow. Wow. Thank you to our teachers again for their wonderful speech and their actually individual, their 26 different speeches. Next, we have this speech the entire theater department of the GISW and everyone else has been eagerly anticipating. We first met him in 8th grade via Zoom during the lockdown years, and now he is here at our graduation. Simon Godwin is currently director of the Artistic Shakespeare Company in DC. He is former associate director of the National Theatre in London, and he's worked at the Royal Shakespeare Company, at the National Opera, and on Broadway. So friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears and your applause for the award-winning director of the Shakespeare Theatre Company and Miss Cropsey's personal hero, Simon Godwin.
Well, thank you so much for that very generous introduction. It's great to be here, and thank you very much to the class of 25 for involving me in this very special evening, this very special ritual. There's been a strong relationship between STC and the school for some years, through workshops, through shared performances, through dialogues of all kinds, so it seems especially meaningful to be in front of you all tonight. In England, as many of you know, you graduate at 21 from university. So this whole thing is a new experience for me, the idea of graduating from a school, and in that respect, it's my first graduation. This has led me to do some thinking about this word, graduation. It comes, I discover, from the Latin gradus, meaning to step, to walk, to go. So today, you are standing indeed at a threshold, ready to walk into a new chapter of your life. It also means transformation, sometimes gradually, and to make the grade, to achieve a newer, higher level. Indeed, in 1669, a few years after Shakespeare died, the alchemists who were engaged in the transformation of metal into gold, used the word graduate to mean turning one substance into another, to take something and turn it into something more precious. So where do you want to go? What do you want to become? What are your inner values? For me, rituals like this are a chance to ask these big questions, and they remind me of starting rehearsals on day one. On the first day, we always ask ourselves, what kind of story do we want to tell? And what questions do we want to ask along the way? We often don't know the answers. Often we just have a formless hunch about the direction of travel. Sometimes we have feelings, but not clearly defined thoughts. And when these questions become so large they're hard to manage, so abstract, I always return to a few simple sayings that have helped me throughout my life. And I thought this evening I might share 3 of them. The first, perhaps appropriately, and maybe it sounds convenient, is by a well-known German. It is, of course, Wilhelm Goethe's legendary lines, "What you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." Well, when I was 23, managed to direct my second play on the London Fringe, having studied English at Cambridge University. And the second play that I'd ever directed on the London Fringe, it went well, and a rather charismatic producer approached me and said, Simon, your play on the London Fringe in your small theatre has been a big success. What about doing a commercial run in the theatre that I manage? And I thought, well, great. And the same commercial producer said, there's only one snag. You're going to have to raise £100,000 to cover the costs of the actors and the larger set that you'll need and the publicity. And I thought, well, I remembered Goethe, boldness, and so I said, yes, great. And the producer and I raised from our friends, from our family, from corporations, from companies, from philanthropic partners, the required £100,000, and the production opened at the Whitehall Theatre in London. Mobile phone going off, highlight of evening of pretension and torpor, was the headline in the Evening Standard. It was a terrible review. As you can tell, I've never forgotten it. The production was a failure. We lost every single pound we'd raised, our money, but most importantly, other people's money. I was, of course, devastated. And I went back to that phrase and thought, Goethe has betrayed me. I've followed the advice, I've been bold, but I haven't had genius, power, or magic. I've just had disaster. So over the many years since then, I've reflected on the experience. And finally, really fairly recently, I've made the connection that it was actually that boldness, that same boldness, that led me into that experience that also led me to embracing a training in physical theatre many years later, to restart my directing career in the regions of England, to spend a decade directing Ralph Fiennes in 3 productions, Macbeth, of course, playing in Washington, to become the Associate Director of the National Theatre, to direct Hamlet at the Royal Shakespeare Company, to accept the job of running the Shakespeare Theatre Company here in Washington, and ultimately to be here this evening. Boldness brings results, but they might not be the ones you expected. And who says that genius, power, and magic do what you want them to do? And who says they don't bring a cost? And who says they don't have a story of their own? My second is the Buddhist mantra, the obstacle is the way. As you walk into the light ahead, one thing is certain: you will face difficulties. As the Buddhists teach, the number one tenet of living is that suffering exists. What do you do about this? How do you relate to obstacles? Well, as the pandemic struck, I was about to return to the National Theatre in London to direct Romeo and Juliet. It was my dream to direct that play, but of course the production was cancelled, and by chance, the 2 actors that I'd cast, some of you might know them, Jessie Buckley and Josh O'Connor, had also had a lot of experience on the screen. So the artistic director of the theatre said, Simon, we can't do the play, we can't do a live audience, anything like that, but what about a film? You've cast these 2 film actors, could that work? Well, I had never directed a film. I'd never really taken photographs with a camera. I could barely work my mobile phone. But that Buddhist mantra came to me, the obstacle is the way. So I said, all right, but you're going to have to teach me how to do what a close-up is, what a long shot. We're going to have to start completely from scratch. And the theatre said, fine, let's do it. And the film was a tremendously fulfilling experience. The obstacle is the way. And yet, as Nietzsche warns us about the deification of success, yes, the film succeeded, but if it hadn't succeeded, it wouldn't have mattered, because as I learned all those years beforehand, failure is also the most extraordinary teacher. And finally, I was thinking of you all today being 17 years old and what I was doing when I was 17. And I remember that what I was doing partly when I was 17 is playing Hamlet in my school play in St. Albans, England, about an hour from London. I'm sure many of you know the play, and you'll recall how Hamlet undergoes his own graduation in the last act of the play. After spending the entire story trying to force himself to plot and act out his revenge on his murderous uncle, Hamlet finally decides to hold on tightly, let go lightly. He acknowledges, finally, that by trying to control and second-guess every situation, he's trapped in circular thinking. And in the last act, he confides to his friend, his best friend, Horatio, "If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not now, yet it will come." The readiness is all. In that moment, Hamlet realizes that life can never be what you think it's going to be. Life cannot be controlled. The only thing you can ever take responsibility for is you and your state of being ready. So tonight I leave you with that question, that search, to discover, as it will be for every one of you different, what does it mean for you to be ready? Thank you very, very much for having me.
Oh, you took our speech too. All right. Yes. Thank you. What? Well, thank you, Mr. Godwin, for this incredible speech. We would now like to welcome the critically acclaimed teacher band to the stage, who has prepared a song for us and will play it now. Please join us on the stage.
This one is. Oh. Am I loud? It's incredible. First of all, congratulations to you guys. You made it. Who could ever expect that? It's great. Thank you. You're great. An applause. Second thing is, oh man, you heard all these speeches, you heard all the great stuff that has been said, and now we are here. Well, in case you ever wondered what these strange blinking light chains are, this is the equivalent to what we are doing now. So probably, yeah, you're about to hear what I mean. So we have two songs actually. Maybe we can play two songs. And the first song is a song we want to give you also on your way. It's a very important message. You'll hear it.
Celebrated at Oktoberfest. Happy Bob. all hyped up and ready to go. We're walking in a lineup, tassels on our gowns up, out into the real world. Graduation bus. We came from every nation. Now start the celebration. Auf Wiedersehen to this school. Up, beep, bop. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go.
For the second song, we made a mistake. Because, you know, I'm a German. I know you can hardly hear it, but I am. And so the next song is in German. A little bit of problem, but we tried, maybe we translate it so everybody can understand it. It's a great song, and it gives some insights in the things you just did. Yeah, these insights are very deep and will also really be very helpful for your life that is about to come. You will hear, you will read, you will probably remember. After the song, we make a short test, because you're always thinking you can get these Zeugnisse here immediately. No, no, no. You know, if you have above 50% of the test, then you get them. Otherwise, one more year. Probably we should have told you earlier. But anyway, so we start the second song. It's a German song.
Abi wird oft überbewertet. Abi ist nicht so wichtig, wie man denkt. Abi ist nur ein Teilaspekt des Lebens und die anderen Teile sind auch nicht schlecht. Überflüssige Referate, falsch und schlecht und laut, tun so, als wäre das Leben ganz alleine aus ChatGPT gebaut. Und das stimmt nicht, das ist ganz falsch, denn Abi wird oft überbewertet. Abi ist nicht so wichtig, wie man denkt. Abi ist nur ein Teilaspekt des Lebens und die anderen Teile sind auch nicht schlecht. Überflüssige Zukunftspläne, Planungen wahrscheinlich karrieregerecht. Jugendliche werden so darauf konditioniert, dass das Leben nur mit Hochschulreife funktioniert. Überflüssige Glücksgefühle, Abiturnoten, Ergriffenheitsrausch. Ausbildungsvermittlung sagt, eine Lehre wäre schöner. Akademiker finden das immer obszöner. Nein, pfui Teufel. Abi wird oft überbewertet. Abi ist nicht so wichtig, wie man denkt. Abi ist nur ein Teilaspekt des Lebens und die anderen Teile sind auch nicht schlecht. Abi ist gar nicht wichtig. Abi ist Baldrian fürs Volk. Abi ist eine Korkwand aus Flocati, ist tautologisch, nämlich Abi. Was soll das?
Thank you. We have been the Teachers Band and Kevin.
All right. right, I'm gonna be honest, we had no idea what songs they would play, but I'm happy to say it was good enough to receive the positive alternative script response. So in all seriousness, thank you, Herr Fingerle, Miss Kay, Herr Feste, Frau Goldstein, and Kevin, for this lovely performance.
And
Okay, now to what we suspect the teachers have really been waiting for, their due thanks.
over the course of our graduation, we've had many teachers, some of whom guided us through the 11th and 12th grades, and ultimately Abi, and high school graduation, and some of whom laid the groundwork during our younger years. And now, we'd like to call up some teachers to receive some gifts.
Yeah, so first we would like to call up our homeroom teachers, Frau Klick and Miss Jackson. Round of applause. We'd like to thank you for being guiding lights during this whole Abi process. So thank you.
Next, we'd like to call up Herr Hagemann and Herr Apsel. Thank you, Herr Hagemann and Herr Apsel, for always approaching our concerns with an open mind and keeping an open mind to our ideas, from go-karting to homecomings. We couldn't have had this graduation without you. And now we call up the teachers.
Do you want me to say this first?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you. And now thank you to all the teachers we've had, including the teachers our other classmates have had at other schools who may not be hearing this. Teaching is hard, but it is one of, if not the most important job out there. From as early as 6-year-olds, students spend almost as much time with teachers on school days as they do with their parents, and your influence is monumental, if perhaps a little unseen. We can never thank you enough for helping shape us into the people we have become.
But we can try. Could all the teachers we are about to mention please join us on stage? We'd like to present you with gifts as well. Herr Muscarella,
Herr Meyer.
Miss Kay,
Wait, and just so that's only, we're gonna do one clap after each name. All right. A joint clap. Okay, I'll do it. Frau Koch. Frau Lea Ferrari.
Herr Fingerle,
Herr Feste.
Frau Bankert,
Frau Walker.
Herr Güldenberg,
Miss Cheshire.
Herr Metzler,
Frau Öppen.
Frau Lewe,
Miss Cropsey.
Herr Huber, and as well, Herr Nössner, who had to leave, but we would like to include in the people who have helped us become the people we are.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
So if you guys want to get your... And additionally, we'd like to thank Frau Kadeke. Round of applause. All right.
We'll work on the gift giving a little later as well.
Okay.
So,
Yes, so all the teachers can sit down now. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoy the gifts.
And now comes a very special moment. Once the teachers are seated, this special moment will come. And dare I say, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for us to receive our high school diplomas, something we've been working towards for years now, and which will take many of us into American university life. So without further ado, let's get our diplomas. Let's go down here. Woo.
Yeah, hey ho, let's go. This is in my ears, so there is no way we can get around it, and the procedure will be as follows. I will read out the names in alphabetical order. We'll play a song, we walk up, we clap, and then we'll be here, and I will do the procedure starting with the head and so on. So, the first person who's getting the diploma is Philippa Bates.
Screaming, this is absurd.
The second person is Lucas Campiano.
It's the bomb. 3, 2, 1, detonate, then boom. Give me some room. You better wait for the kid to blow up and take off like a rocket. Got something up my sleeve and something else in my pocket. Yeah, let me see you move out there. Throw your hands in the air like we just don't care. Cause we're rolling here, coming with the funk sound. And this ain't the government, so we won't shut down. First gear, make sure you got everything you need. Second gear, lean back as you pick up speed. Third gear, hit the highway, you're starting to roll.
The third person is Isabel Davila Villa.
Well, tell her that I miss our little talks. Soon it will be over and buried with our past. We used to play outside when we were young and full of life and full of love. Some days I don't know if I am wrong or right. Your mind is playing tricks on you, my dear. Cause though the truth may not be this, shit will carry our bodies safe to shore. Don't listen to a word I say. The screams all sound the same.
We are coming now to Noemi Detlefsen.
The call and the submarines and where we'll go. Does anybody know if we're looking out on the day of another dream?
The next person is Henry Droste.
This dream isn't feeling sweet. We're reeling through the midnight streets, and I've never felt more alone. so scary getting old. We can talk it so good. We can make it so divine. We can talk it good, how you wish it would be all the time.
Ja, die nächste ist Jana El-Goari.
I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness.
The next person is Caroline Evers.
Pack up your car, put a hand in your heart, say whatever you feel, be wherever you are. We ain't angry at your love. You're the greatest thing we've lost. The birds still sing, folks still fight, the boards still creak, the leaves still die. We ain't angry at your love. We'll be waiting for your love. But we'll all be here forever. And we'll all be here forever. Gotta go far. Gotta go far. Gotta go far. Gotta go far.
The next person going to the stage is Sophie Hutter.
Gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world turning inside out. Yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. You shouldn't stop leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping.
Next person going to the stage is Benjamin Knigge.
While we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever.
Next one to the stage is Marlene Lack.
Hearing your own like pound by pound.
now coming forward is Jonas Lütke.
Yeah, I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT. Two-turn baby girl, you know me. Still with the dogs that I grew beside. All the niggas around me, right till they die. Gotta watch the time, cause it's flying right by. I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT. Two-turn baby girl, you know me. Who am I? All the niggas around me, right till they die. Gotta watch the time, cause it's flying right by. Two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Next one is Joscha Michel.
Hallo, hallo, bist du auch so gelangweilt, genervt und gestresst von der Enge der Stadt? Bist du nicht auch längst schon müde der Straßen, der Menschen, der Massen? Hast du das nicht satt? Ich kann nicht mehr atmen, seh kaum noch den Himmel. Die Hochhäuser haben meine Seele verbaut. Bin immer erreichbar und erreiche doch gar nichts. Ich halte es hier nicht mehr aus. Lass uns hier raus, hinter Hamburg, Berlin oder Köln. Hört der Ring auf, Straßen zu füllen.
Next one to the stage is Nicolas Molineus.
My mama called, see you on TV. Sunset done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it. That was never friendly, yeah. Now I'm jumping out of Bentley, yeah. And I know I sound dramatic, yeah. But I know I had to have it, yeah. For the money, I'm a savage, yeah. I be itching like I have it.
Next one to the stage is Jonas Nasri.
You can't feel the heat until you hold your hand over the flame. You have to cross the line just to remember where it lays. You won't know your worth now, son, until you take a hit. And you won't find the beat until you lose yourself in it. That's why we won't back down, we won't run high. Yeah, 'cause these are the things that we can't deny. I'm passing over you like a satellite, so catch me if I
Next person to the stage is Ilya Obrecke.
Cuando no te olvidan, oh, ay, esta vida cuando tienes te quieren, cuando no te olvidan. Oh. Marshmallow.
The next person to the stage is May Payne.
For some high school, every time I look at you, I wanna
next person to the stage is Salome Peter.
Where'd all the time go? Starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye.
Yeah, kindly ask to the stage Ludwig Pfister.
Once upon a time you dressed so fine, threw the bumps of dime in your prime. Then you, people call, say beware doll, you're bound to fall. You thought they were all kidding you. You used to laugh about everybody that was hanging out. Now you don't talk so loud. Now you don't seem so proud.
Next person to the stage is Finley Rüllig.
Once upon a younger year, when all our shadows disappeared, the animals inside came out to play. Went face to face with all our fears, learned our lessons through the tears, made memories we knew would never fade. One day my father, he told me, son, don't let it slip away. He took me in his arms, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that
Next one to the stage is Ivana Scholz.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got no car to take you on a date. I can't even buy you flowers, but together we be the perfect soulmates. Talk to me, girl.
Baby, it's all about you, ain't got a flaw for me. If we go, then you can still touch my love, it's free.
Next one to the stage is Lena Siegel.
Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and
Als nächstes auf die Bühne to the stage comes Annabelle Stefanov.
I'm a big boy now, I'm ready to leave. Ciao, mama, ciao, eh. I'm a big boy now, I'm going away, and I sold my cow. Before I leave, I must confess, I need a round of decompress. One more time for all the good times. Dim, dim, taggy, diggy, dim, dim, dim.
That was the announcement of Nicolas Twin.
Turn your magic on. With me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. We are legends every day.
Next one to the stage is Kai Wanger Vargas.
Get it? Text a message, I don't know the number. Flexing on these niggas, every bony muscle. Steady taking shots, never hurting them. Even then, y'all don't worry nothing. And I like to give a shout out to my niggas with the game plan. And shout out to my niggas with escape plans. 20 bands, rain dance. We can either rain check or we can make plans. Pockets loaded, rocket loaded, can't let's rock and roll this. Time to go, lock, stock, and two smoking barrels, knocked and loaded. Diamonds glow, chop, coming on them. Think I'm jumping out the window, I got them open. Line around the corner, line them up.
Next one to the stage is Tito Svert.
Bartender, line up some sides, cause I'ma get loose tonight. She's on fire, she's so hot, I'm no liar, she burned up the spot. Look like Mariah, I took another shot. Hold her, drop it like it's hot. Dirty talk, dirty dance, she a freaky girl, and I'm a freaky man. She on the rebound, broke up with an ex, and I'm like Rodman, ready on deck. I told her wanna ride out, and she said yes.
Yeah, and with a special applause, number 26, Gabriel Wiegand.
Still poppin', 2019, pulled up, got me stuck in a dream. Started hitless back in 2014. I got a ice on me, drippin' saline. Fathers came in off a hunt. Me and my still drippin' for fun. Didn't know I was gon' win. Still got on the run, yeah. I got these down my chain swing. I got these bands in chains. Talking like you want smoke. We want the same thing. I got a brand new chain. Then I'm a 10 right now. Then I got a new potato, yeah. Flying that potato. 6 on no fit, 50 for a drop top. I was on bean, tell me what time. Never been like, I made talk. I was smoking on where I lived on. I see what buddies in front of the paddock. I keep 40 rest in my Seattle attic. I still trying to get high on my yeah.
Yes, dear ladies and gentlemen, I will give you some time to move over because I'm quite sure when I say the words I will say in about 10 seconds and hats fly, you will be ready for the photograph. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present the class of, are you ready? The class of 2025!
The script.
Which one?
Unser? Thank you, everybody. And now we're going to give the teachers some flowers as well as a thank you. So can the teachers join me on stage, please? By that I mean like Frau Klick, Herr Huber, Herr Apsel, you know.
All the teachers, please.
Yeah, like everyone, I could list them, but could everyone join us on stage, please, all the teachers?
May and Caroline will bring you guys the flowers shortly. So if we could create an orderly line, maybe.
Single file line.
We can try to get everybody on stage. That would be great. Great photo opportunity. Thank you. We'll just be assisting them. So again, great photo opportunity right now. All right, another round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you to our teachers.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, here we are, guys. We've graduated. It's It's a moment we've probably all imagined for years, yet never thought it would really actually happen. From New Zealand to Berlin, from England to Michigan, this diploma means we will embark on many different paths.
No matter what hardships and challenges we face in the future, I believe we have it in us to overcome any obstacle life throws at us, because we're just those kinds of people. I can't wait to see how incredible we'll have it in a few years.
Some of us may be finance bros and gals, change makers, entrepreneurs, engineers. Maybe we will be traveling the globe, working to save the world, serving in the armed forces, or just serving in general. Or maybe we will just be chilling, living a good life, as we should. And so this diploma will mean many different things to many different people.
There's no way of knowing where we'll be in a few years, but we'll remember every moment we've spent together. If I were to attempt to express the extent of my love for the friends I've made here, I think by the time I finish, we'd already be getting our college diplomas.
All right, ultimately, it is hard. Actually, it's impossible to capture everything we've learned throughout these last 4 years, both inside and outside the walls of this school, on just one tiny sheet of paper. This diploma cannot capture the ups, and yes, also the many downs of our cumulative high school experience. It's good then that we have each other to remember what we've learned and who we are at this stage in our lives.
We'll miss the people here more than anything. The daily rhythm of waking up too early, laughing, complaining, and then laughing about our complaints that we forget to cherish in the moment. But everything's got to end sometime, otherwise nothing would ever get started.
And as everything around us transforms and we grow to meet the challenges that will come our way, I hope we can stay rooted in the bonds we've forged here and the people who have transformed us. I, for one, know that I will be calling you people at ungodly hours to debrief because you moved to a different time zone or more than a 30-minute drive away from me. And I'm sure other people will be doing this too. All of us, though we will be living different lives, I hope we can find some ways to stay connected. Because
once a Griffin, always a Griffin. But seriously, and I'm going to use Miss K's favorite word here, ultimately, we will be great. I'm sure all of my classmates have heard me mention Star Trek enough for one lifetime, but here's a phrase they use a lot that I'd like to mention here. It's in Latin, and it's ad astra per aspera, and it means through hardship to the stars. And I think that's perfect here, because we're all stars.
Should I say we were going to cue all stars?
Yeah.
We were going to cue all stars here, but unfortunately the tech didn't work for that. Anyway, everyone, please enjoy the buffet downstairs. This concludes our graduation. Congratulations, everyone! Woo!